Geeta Mohan, our foreign affairs editor, joins us. Pakistan there. The most crucial thing is Pakistan declaring it will respond at a time and place of its choosing. They're not going to take this lying down. Geeta Mohan.
Well, Rahul, also important over here is the deniability of Pakistan, which Pakistan always maintains, despite the fact that there has been a statement that has been put out by the Pakistan ISPR DG that India did go and attack. Right now, they're looking at a response, but nothing on the casualties, whereas India has confirmed that there are about 300 terrorists who have been taken out by the Indian forces. This is only the beginning. There is going to be a massive tension between India and Pakistan. This, even as India is briefing all the diplomats over here at South Block, the statement of Imran Khan is significant, and sometime from now we'll be hearing the three ministers, finance, defense and foreign of Pakistan, briefing the media over there. So Pakistan certainly is going to up the ante. We've seen that in the past as well, that there have been responses, but Rahul, when it comes to Pakistan, one has to ask, what kind of response are we looking at? Are we looking at a conventional response, or are we going to look at Pakistan using again non-state actors to front what they are calling a response by Pakistani government?
We told the Chinese side, the Chinese envoy came, the American envoy was there, the British envoy also, the Indian Foreign Secretary briefing Geeta Mohan, all these envoys of various countries at the North Block office of the Ministry of External Affairs. What have they been telling them? South Block.
Well, the message is one and one alone, Rahul. To all the envoys who have come over here, the Foreign Secretary and all the Ministry of External Affairs officials who were present at the meeting have said one thing, and that is that this is a non-military preemptive strike. India is calling it non-military, not because Indian military was not involved, but because India was not targeting Pakistani military or Pakistani installations, and not even the civilians of Pakistan. That this was an attack on a terror network and a terror camp. We just spoke to the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, who is also the ambassador of the Dominican Republic, Castellano, and he said that it was a very mature manner in which India has dealt with the entire thing. He speaks for the entire Diplomatic Corps, Rahul, and he said that India behaved very responsibly. That was the message that Foreign Secretary wanted to put out, was that it was a responsible decision of taking out militants who are planning yet another Fedayeen attack or many other Fedayeen attacks within India, and India has the right to self-defense. So there are a few very important messages that have gone out. India's right to self-defense, India's right to secure its own territory, and the fact that this was a non-military preemptive strike on terrorist networks and camps in Pakistan. So that's the message that was put forth by the Foreign Secretary to the ambassadors.
You know, diplomats spend a lot of time figuring out how to put out statements, and this non-military intervention is a very interesting construct, Shiv. You've sent your Mirage 2000 jets, you pounded them with very big bombs, and we are calling this a non-military intervention on Pakistani soil. And from what Geeta is telling us, a lot of the diplomatic support seems to be firmly with India.
It is going to be with India at this point of time, because none of these countries, considering that India has apart from the situation post Pulwama, the moral authority to take this action is clearly recognized by every one of these countries. And I think the fact that the government had also, perhaps through diplomatic channels, made it clear that if you're not with us, you're against us, and we'll be treating that as an act of war against us if you don't support whatever we plan to do, is clearly borne out with the reactions from diplomats and embassies at this point of time. Whether it's Russia, we haven't heard just yet from many of the other countries, but the United States National Security Advisor had virtually given India a carte blanche when he spoke to India's National Security Advisor, right after the Pulwama attacks. So I think it is only to be expected, and especially when you compare it to this very, very, this almost comic statement that's been put out by the Pakistani Prime Minister, this vanguard of Naya Pakistan. India's moral high ground is a real one. The fact that India's fighter jets have gone and bombed locations in another country, and it still has the moral authority to say that many of these countries support that action and wouldn't dare to question or criticize it at this time, is really the difference between India and Pakistan.
We've got the first word coming in from Beijing. A statement put out by the Chinese Foreign Ministry. I want to read it to you. China urges India and Pakistan to remain restrained, improve bilateral ties, when asked about the Indian airstrike on the Jaish camp, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said, and I quote now, sound relationship and cooperation serves the interest of peace, stability and in South Asia. So very, very mild statement this. You know, they're asking for restraint, obviously restraint from Pakistan, putting pressure instead on Pakistan, saying generally keep restraint, not condemning the Indian action in the least. So if Pakistan thought that Beijing would jump to their defense, nothing of the sort has happened. Kamar Chima joins us. China was the only friend that Pakistan had left, and China also at best just calling from restraint, which applies more to Pakistan than it does to India at this moment, because restraint now must come from Pakistan. Kamar Chima, Imran Khan looked quite gobsmacked in that video that just got put out from the National Security Review meeting that you had. Quite shaken and stirred. You were with us. You said, "Kuch nahi karenge." Our Air Force went in, all your air defense systems all down. We came, pounded targets, came back safe and sound. Kamar, welcome.
Well, first of all, have you seen that the Pakistan Services Chief are sitting in a war or conflict zone uniform? First of all, that shows the spirits of the Pakistani armed forces. One thing, and second, what you are talking about. Let me tell you very clear. This was what we were talking since long, that this BJP and the Hawks have taken India to the point where there is no point of return. So that is the day they have taken you to this point. This is what we were talking since last 4 or 5 years, that Hawks will take you to such point. One thing. Second,
no, it's not the Hawks who've taken India to this point, it's the terrorists in Pakistan and the ISI backers who forced India into this position. Don't forget that, Kamar Chima.
Let me tell you what is going to happen next. Tomorrow, definitely the National Command Authorities meeting, and you remember that Pakistan has already said that the nuclear threshold is always there. We are having the short.
Sir, I don't think anybody is buying the nuclear threshold threat. You've just been pounded by jets of the Indian Air Force. Your explanation, Kamar Chima, you give this nuclear threat to somebody else. I think this government has called your bluff. The Indian government has called your bluff. You talk about the nuclear threshold, the world will laugh at you, Kamar Chima.
So we are saying that this mad doctrine of BJP is taking this region towards another conflict. So I think the saner voices from both the countries need to come up, and such kind of thing this had happened today. Definitely the morale in Pakistan today is definitely high, and the people are making mockery that this is the first time the trees have been killed. The trees have been killed with this surgical strike. You went, you engaged nothing, you engaged no one.
Yes, that's fine. If you want to believe that, Kamar Chima, then what are you wanting to retaliate about? Okay, we hit some trees and we came back. The latest Indian Air Force exercise wasn't in Jaisalmer, it was in Balakot. Okay, we hit some trees and we came back. Sit easy, sit pretty. You don't need to do anything now.
4 or 5 kilometers any moment. Air Force can go 4 or 5 kilometers.
Sir, where is Balakot? Kamar Chima, have you ever seen a map of Pakistan? Can we just show him a map of Pakistan? It's 190 kilometers from Islamabad. Your own DG ISPR said that the attack happened in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
In KP, we have responded. This is LOC, this is Muzaffarabad sector, this is what the DG ISPR
Your own government is not saying this, sir. Apni to government ki sun lo, Kamar Chima. It's 190 kilometers from Islamabad.
The planes might not have gone back. It was just 4 or 5
Sir,
kilometers.
not just did they go in, they came back and they are fine. They came back and they are fine, and now we are ready for you.
4 or 5 kilometers. This is so normal. Even our planes will go and they'll come back 4 or 5 kilometers for an F-16 or a Mirage aircraft.
Okay, Kamar Chima, I look forward to the time an F-16 scrambles even 4 kilometers into Indian territory. Then we'll show you what we do with it.
Why you went back in 4 or 5 kilometers? Why didn't you stay for a longer?
Sir, how to say? Let the Pakistani fighter aircraft come, we'll then deal with it. Suddenly from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, they've gone to Punch. The colonel wants to come in.
Mr. Chima, Mr. Chima, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Chima, two things are very clear. Imran Khan is wearing a red scarf like a film star on a dangling chair. Please see his chair. He is in a fix. He doesn't know what to tell his military anymore. Your chief is in a fix. There is somebody smiling next to him as a neighbor waiting for opportunity to step in. Make no mistake. Even if you prove tomorrow that one odd bomb went to a tree, the intent of the political and the military dispensation of India is very clear. And you're going to buy it quite severely. So weigh the pros and cons.
Sir, okay, 1 second. Kamar Chima, I want to do something very interesting.
Don't excite yourself.
Kamar Chima, 1 second. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Do some pranayam. Calm down. Kamar Chima, calm down. I will now show you a telephonic conversation with the owner of a hotel called Lahore. Just Google where Lahore is. Is there a hotel called Lahore in the village called Balakot near Poonch, or is it in Pakhtunkhwa, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? Just Google it a bit. This is the owner of the hotel. We dialed his number. This is our India Today investigation team dialing the number of the hotel owner of a hotel called Lahore. Kamar साहब एक बार सुन लो क्या बोल रहा है. देख लो कहाँ पे Google कर लो इस बीच में.
He is smiling.
जी सर बोलो.
और खैरियत से हैं आप?
अल्लाह का शुक्र है सर.
जी आज ये क्या हमला हुआ है हिंदुस्तान में किया है जो?
सर ये दिल्ली में गिर आए हैं रात में और मैंने 3-4 तार से गिराए हैं तो पाकिस्तानी जब तैयारों ने इनको घेरे में ले लिया था ना, लेकिन ये एरिया सर जी सर.
हेलो
जी सर
जी बताएंगे एक बार दोबारा से क्या हमला हुआ है ये हिंदुस्तान ने किया है आज?
सर ये आए थे उन्होंने 4-5 बम गिराए हैं पहाड़ की तरफ ना ऊपर.
अच्छा भारत में 4-5 बम गिरे हैं?
जी गिराए हैं लेकिन उन्होंने पाकिस्तानी जेट तैयारों ने इनको घेरे में ले लिया, लेकिन उन्होंने जहाँ गिराए हैं तो आसपास आबादी थी तो फिर इनको गिराना कोई काम नहीं था. लेकिन आसपास आबादी की तीसरी बार कोर्ट सिटी लगता है, आगे जामा सिटी लगता है.
कितने बजे के आसपास ये हमला हुआ है? कितने बजे के आसपास ये हमला हुआ है?
तकरीबन 3 बजे.
तकरीबन 3 बजे.
जी सर.
आपका नाम मैं जान सकता हूँ?
सर मेरा नाम इमरान है.
इमरान है?
जी सर.
इमरान क्या करते हैं आप लाहौर होटल में?
सर लाहौर होटल पे काम करता हूँ.
किस पोस्ट पे काम करते हैं आप?
सर वेटर हूँ.
वेटर हैं आप?
जी सर.
तो आप उस वक्त मौजूद थे होटल में जब हमला हुआ है ये?
नहीं सर ऊपर ज्यादा अफसर में सोया हुआ था तो ये ऊपर पहाड़ भी गिराए हैं, छोटा सा पहाड़ है इस पे 4-5 गिराए हैं.
आपकी होटल से कितनी आपकी होटल से कितनी दूरी हमला हुआ है?
सर 1 किलोमीटर.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.